It is on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Tomorrow after Eyewitness News.
First in Ohio, TV 5. Live from Ohio's news channel, this is TV 5 Eyewitness News with Alice Edwards, Jim McElroy, Bart Ciofani with sports, and the Eyewitness News team.
You're looking at Midnight Mass at the Vatican as Pope John Paul II celebrates the birth of Jesus Christ. Good evening and Merry Christmas.
On this night, when the Vatican is celebrating a religious holiday, it has been thrust into the midst of an international dispute.
Panama's ousted dictator Manuel Noriega is asking the Vatican for political asylum tonight. Noriega reportedly telephoned the Vatican's papal nuncios in Panama saying he was coming over. Noriega then drove in a private car and walked into the building alone. The papal nuncio is the Vatican's diplomatic mission in Panama City, and under international law, it is a safe haven for those seeking asylum. American troops have surrounded the building but have taken no action. Ironically, opposition leader Andara, now installed as president by the U.S. invasion force, obtained shelter at the papal nuncio's residence in October after being beaten and thrown out of office by Noriega's soldiers. An Italian news agency is reporting that the Vatican will refuse to hand over Noriega to the United States or to the new U.S.-backed government in Panama. Word from the State Department is that U.S. will press for custody of Noriega. President Bush received word of Noriega's surrender while he was in Washington attending a Pentagon briefing on American troops in Panama. He said Noriega's reign of terror is finally over. It's still unclear whether Noriega's surrender would speed up the withdrawal of American troops from Panama.
And Noriega's surrender would seem to be a great cause for celebration in Panama. The sound of gunfire, which we have heard over the past several days, has now been replaced by that of honking horns and banging pots and pans as Panamanians took to the streets upon hearing the news today. It was good news for American Secretary of Defense Dick Cheney. He arrived in Panama tonight to spend Christmas with American troops.
I think it's clear at this point that the Panamanian people have no use for him, that he had to take sanctuary in a foreign embassy. I think the United States military has done a tremendous job in running him to ground. Now it's up to the lawyers and diplomats to figure out what happens next.
Earlier today, 3 other higher-ranking members of Noriega's military resistance turned themselves over to American troops. Well, the civil war ongoing in Romania has not taken any kind of a break at all for Christmas, as the streets of Bucharest and other cities are said to be littered with bodies. Witnesses say that it's some of the most brutal fighting in Europe since World War II. Unofficial reports say that more than 5,000 people have died over the past 3 days as civil war rages throughout that country. Some of the fighting would seem to center for control of the government TV station there. Right now it's in the hands of rebel troops. France today said it might provide military aid of its own if the new Romanian leaders want to have it. And Secretary of State James Baker in this country said that the Bush administration would not object if the Soviet Union or any other Warsaw Pact nation were to intervene in Romania on the side of the pro-reform forces.
I think we would support efforts to assist the Popular Front for National Salvation there in Romania. They are attempting to put off the yoke of a very, very oppressive and repressive dictatorship. So I think that we would be inclined probably to follow the lead, follow the example of France, who today has said that if the Warsaw Pact felt it necessary to intervene on behalf of the opposition, that it would support that action.
In the meantime, here in Northeast Ohio, at a Romanian church in Rocky River, a memorial service was held for the people of Romania. The church has also set up plans for a relief fund for the next few days.
At least 7 people died in a raging fire that swept through a retirement center in Johnson City, Tennessee tonight. Firefighters are still battling the blaze at this hour. At least 26 people were taken to the hospital with injuries. One rescue worker says he expects the death toll to rise to over 50. Here in Cleveland, a spectacular fire gutted a 3-story frame house on Longview near Superior tonight. Neighbors told us it was occupied, but fortunately, firefighters say no one was home at the time of the blaze. The cause of the flames and a damage estimate to the structure have not been determined yet. Food left on the stove is to blame for this house fire on West 54th Street. Investigators say a woman was cooking French fries. She apparently left the kitchen for a moment, and when she returned, flames were everywhere. She and her 4 children escaped unharmed. They're now spending Christmas Eve in a Red Cross shelter.
It's been a terrible string of fires in the city. Firefighters right now have no cause for a fatal fire. The blaze broke out at a home on East 88th Street near Superior at about 1:30 this afternoon. 52-year-old Marva Johnson did not survive the intense flames and the thick smoke, which quickly spread throughout this home. Neighbors told us that bars on the windows had trapped the woman inside the home. Relatives felt helpless. They say that there was nothing they could do to save her. Another woman and her 2 children lived here as well. They were not home at the time of the fire, but the family apparently has lost everything. A powerful explosion has rocked an Exxon refinery tank farm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Officials say that the explosion touched off a huge fire and it sent smoke billowing 500 feet in the air. At least 1 person was killed. Several others were injured. The explosion shattered windows throughout the area. It could be felt 15 miles away. The explosion. The fire is still burning at this hour, and officials don't know how long it will be before they're finally able to put the blaze out.
On this Christmas Eve in Cleveland, neighbors have come together and come down to the Justice Center to feed some of their hungry brethren. The Justice Center has been open to the homeless during this bitter cold snap. Tonight's food giveaway was orchestrated by City Councilman Frank Jackson and the Ward 5 Community Congress.
Well, it says here in my Don't We Read What's Written, temperatures around the United States are dropping faster than ribbons on Christmas presents.
Oh, that's fast.
That's colorful, isn't it?
But here in Cleveland, we're in for a warm-up, folks. Let's get the latest now from Shane Hollett and First Weather. Shane?
That's right, Alice. We have some clouds coming up over the next couple of days, some light snow, but not before tomorrow night. And temperatures have been holding steady for the past 5 hours. It is currently holding at 14 degrees under cloudy skies. Overnight tonight, we'll see the temperature drop down probably to about 8 degrees. We had a high today of 17. We'll be about 8 degrees warmer than that tomorrow. And overnight, as I mentioned, cloudy skies, 5 degrees. If you're looking for snow, it'll arrive tomorrow night. It should be great for Christmas and warmer weather ahead for the rest of the week.
And any other ribbon ceremonies, ribbon cutting ceremonies we may have. Still to come, we'll take a look at Christmas celebrations here in Cleveland and around the world.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Ernest Malone in Camp Humphreys, Korea. I'd like to say hello to everybody in Cleveland, Ohio, and have a Merry Christmas.
All winners have a certain class about them, a certain style.
Ford's winning Ohio over with the best-selling cars in America. Ford Escort, Ford Taurus, and Ford Tempo.
I remember my first Ford, a 59. It was sleek, classy looking. It could really take off.
Now you can take off with great savings from your Ohio Ford dealers.
Winning Ohio over, have you driven a Ford lately?
I sure didn't expect this great microwave. It just may inspire me. See, I've been experimenting with this fish stick thing. Well, of course, you know the next step. Irene's Finer Fish Sticks in every major mall.
With everything from microwaves to watches at Twin Value's low prices, people will just have to get used to getting more than they expected.
So, do I invest my first $1 million in stock options or splurge on a new bathrobe?
For a few moments tonight, we go to St. John's Cathedral here in Cleveland at East 9th and Superior. A few moments from Christmas Eve Mass 1989. As you can tell by the pictures taken of full house tonight at St. John's Cathedral. Alice?
Earlier tonight, the largest church in the Christian faith was packed for midnight mass on this Christmas Eve. Pope John Paul II led the mass at St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. The Pope celebrated the birth of Jesus and welcomed all people on every continent who listened on radio or watched on TV.
Other candles of peace and prayer were burning tonight, candles held by a group called the Palestine Solidarity Committee. Now, these people gathered in front of Trinity Cathedral at Euclid and East 22nd in Cleveland. Their message was the lack of peace in Bethlehem these days. Their message continued on to say that Palestinians in that part of the world have been denied freedoms 2 years after the uprising.
Meanwhile, Jews around the world are celebrating the second night of the 8th-day celebration of Hanukkah. Earlier this evening, there was an outdoor Hanukkah menorah lighting ceremony in front of the May Company at Cedar Center. The Chabad House of Cleveland led the lighting ceremony of the giant 13-foot steel menorah. Hanukkah celebrates the miracle of lights when more than 2,000 years ago, the Holy Temple menorah with a one-day supply of oil burned for 8 days. Afterwards, many of the participants ate the traditional potato latkes played with Hanukkah dreidels.
All right, are you tired of this -0 stuff?
Very.
Cold temperatures that just cars won't work and all that. We may have an actual heat wave in store on Christmas Day. Would you believe temperatures in the 20s? Would you believe that?
That's what Shane says. He'll have the details and his forecast when we come back.
It just leaves you speechless, actually.
This is Private Larry Wade at Camp Humphreys, Korea, wishing all my family and friends in Canton, Ohio a happy holidays.
It's real. Bob's real.
Well, I know Bob Castleberry. He's real.
Bob Castleberry really won $10 million in the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
It's really nice to know that real people win this. I know it's for real now.
He showed me the check.
It's a fact. Scout's honor.
Hey, it's for real, definitely.
I'm really a believer. I mean, that is just wonderful.
Enter the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes fast, and on January 26th, you could be a millionaire.
Send it in every time. I mean, the minute you get it, take it to the post office the next day.
Is your maid a jealous person?
He's let himself into my apartment, gone through my mail, especially my phone bill, to see who I'm calling.
I have to call her practically every day. Why stay with someone who doesn't trust you? I want to have an opportunity to see if this is going to continue.
I hope that, things will change.
Why would someone spy on their mate?
Low self-esteem.
I guess I'm jealous of her ex-boyfriend.
See how jealousy destroys relationships on the next Oprah Winfrey Show.
Tuesday at 4 on TV5. James Stewart, Donna Reed, It's a Wonderful Life, late night Sunday.
Okay, we're organized tonight, aren't we?
You're rolling now.
We feel sorry for all the people that have headed south for the Christmas holidays.
Yes,
bad,
especially those headed to Wilmington, but we'll get to that just after this. Lights, if you want to check out lights before Santa Claus arrives in your neck of the woods, here we go. Whoa. Oh, boy, we're talking electricity bill here. McConnellville, can you read that?
I think I can. It says the McConnville family. They know who they are. In Seven Hills, the 6,000 block of Gale Drive.
Okay, that's what it says on the screen. Okay, lots of lights out there, and we have some nice weather coming up. We were talking about heading south. Alice has some relatives heading south to North Carolina, Wilmington, right? Or no, yeah, they got 15 inches of snow on the ground, Alice, so they're going to have a hard time. 17 for a high today. We don't have 15 inches on the ground. We have 6 inches of snow. And the low this morning of -7. And here we go. Last year, 46 and 26 degrees. We're organized tonight. 65 for the record low -10. We will not go sub-zero tonight. In fact, the temperature is currently holding at 14 degrees. It has been holding at 14 degrees for the past 6 hours. It's a good sign. And the reason being, we have winds out of the southwest. Humidity is high, a lot of cloud cover. Clouds will be staying over us for the next 3 or 4 days. Now, that will turn interesting. Wednesday and Thursday, we'll probably see a mixture of rain and snow. Yes, rain. It'll be that warm. Looking at the satellite picture, we have had clouds building up over the past couple of days. There goes the storm system that socked the southeast. 8-foot drifts, winds gusting to 60 miles per hour, 15 inches of snow. 14 inches of snow on the beaches down around the Carolinas. It is all pushing off towards the east, but they have 2 more chilly days coming up. They expect frost in northern portions of Florida. We have clouds building in. One more brief shot of cold air before we really break out of this cold weather pattern. You can see a swoop of cold air coming in with a storm system pushing over Hudson's Bay. It'll turn chilly for Tuesday and then start to warm up again. There's the 15 inches of snow in Wilmington. Breaks a record established in 1871. That's the first time they started keeping records, so it's been a long time. Temperatures behind the warm front significantly warmer than ahead of it. Generally here we've had sub-zero temperatures this morning in West Virginia, got down to minus 33. And they had a note that the coldest temperature in the past 7 days was achieved in Montana. It's unofficial, but someone recorded a low of minus 60 Friday morning. Okay, boy, that is cold. High pressure system building in guarantees us some sunshine, possibly Tuesday. So we could see a mixture of clouds and sunshine with the chilly temperatures. But you can see 21, 37, 50s. Go to this side, we're talking teens, single digits. The Keys down in Florida, if you've ever been down there, it is beautiful. Usually very, very hot. Tonight they expect temperatures to go into the upper 30s to low 40s, breaking all-time record cold temperatures in the Keys. Frost and some light snow across the northern portions of Florida. Miami, they're going to go sub 32 degrees tonight. West Coast, record-breaking high temperatures, 59 degrees in LA this afternoon. That's a record high in San Diego. Those areas getting into the upper 80s. Now, there's the cold air that was over the top of us. Watch this dome push towards the east, and also watch the push of warm air that's sort of just bulbing north into the 40s and 50s across the northern plains. 20s tomorrow, I think we'll hold around 20 degrees going into Tuesday, and then warm air sweeping in from the northern plains. It'll arc over the top of the high-pressure system and arrive here for Thursday and Friday. Here we go for Santa's big arrival. Cloudy skies, a low of 5. And then for tomorrow, cloudy skies, a high of 25. We'll see some snow developing late in the day. I expect a lot of presents from Santa this year. And sunrise tomorrow, 7:52. Sunrise or sunset tomorrow, 5:03. A low of 15, some light snow, maybe an inch, and that's about it. And then the outlook for the rest of the week, partly sunny on Tuesday, a high of 20. And then cloudy, showers and showers. Possibly snow showers on Thursday and rain showers on Friday, 38, 40 degrees. And they're praying for a lot of sun and warm temperatures in Wilmington.
I bet they are. 15 inches. They don't know how to deal with that at all.
8-foot drifts, too.
That's remarkable. Okay, Shane. Thank you very much.
We've just received word that Santa Claus is here. He's arrived in Northeast Ohio to deliver presents to good little boys and girls. He's apparently... He's not coming on this set. He's apparently had no problems on his journey from the North Pole tonight. And by the way, we're not the only ones tracking jolly old St. Nick. Experts at the North American Radar Air Defense, or NORAD, in Colorado are closely monitoring his trip. Here's what they reported earlier.
Well, he's at 32,000 feet, going 455 knots, or going 455 miles per hour. This could be Santa coming in, since we've tracked him by using IR data coming across the Atlantic. As soon as we can correlate this, we will tell the Canadian NORAD region not to put fighters on this aircraft. This is Santa coming in.
They didn't shoot Santa.
I hope the boys in NORAD keep pushing the right buttons, the proper buttons. All right.
They love it. This is their day.
Yeah, they do. Those guys get a kick out of it, dealing with the different TV stations and all.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. It's some of the funniest moments in presidential politics.
Still to come, a look at a lighter side of George Bush.
Hi, my name is Chief Warrant Officer Timothy A. Doerr, stationed at Camp Humphreys, Korea. I want to say hi to my mom and dad in Canton, Ohio. Mom and Dad, I love you. I miss you. I'll be home in 6 months. Happy holidays.
Are you ready? Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. It's profound.
Once in a while, you gotta smell the flowers, even if they are plastic.
It's wise.
You're nothing without me.
And on the next Live with Regis and Kathy Lee, we'll perk up your day with a song from Disney's Chip and Dale and the Jets. We'll talk to the one and only Richard Simmons and great ideas for New Year's from Adrian Arpel.
Tuesday at 10 on TV5.
I was flying to Europe at the end of the week on business, and I had a lot on my mind. I guess I got careless. I left my briefcase in a cab with all my credit cards in it.
When he called the Citibank 800 number, he was upset. He needed a new Citibank Visa before he left.
I had it the next day. My Citibank Visa was the only card I took with me. And I found out it was the only card I needed.
Not just Visa, Citibank Visa.
Billy, what you doing?
I'm watching Wheel of Fortune.
Dinner soon.
Ready to solve the puzzle?
Really?
That's
correct! And you won the grand prize!
Billy, where'd you get that?
Wheelies.
There's no such thing as wheelies.
Join the Wheelies, weeknights at 7 on TV5.
Late word on Santa. Apparently he's over the lake for all the good little walleye boys and girls, so Santa's very, very close. You know, it's almost been a year since George Bush became president, and undoubtedly the man is very much aware of the fact that running the country is very serious business.
But there are times when being president has its lighter moments. So tonight we present a few of those moments from 1989, moments that are sure to bring a smile to your face.
I, George Herbert Walker Bush. I, James Danforth Quayle.
Please notice the hair, the makeup, designer clothes. I want you to watch me all week. And remember, we may never see it again.
She's mean and tough.
And I get weepy when I talk about it.
We like to keep you guessing. Our dog is pregnant. I'm trying very hard to keep it in this five-finger position here. You get what I mean?
Any tree in America would gladly give its life for the glory of a day at home plate.
Mom was displeased with Gephardt the way he made it so really kind of...
Mr. President, I must tell you that I'm in the press gallery right now with a whole lot of reporters.
No quid, no quo, no pro.
B2 or not B2?
I'm impressed by the ongoing work that is currently going on.
Hot dogging.
Hot dogging? No. Well, you know, these charismatic, macho, visionary guys, they'll do anything. Yeah, yeah.
Rudy. Hey.
We're looking for a few extra mosquitoes.
I have no license and I'm not caught anything.
This is getting out of hand. This jinx will be broken. This is bound to be the day, don't you guys think?
The agony is
In my committee tomorrow, yes, we have...
Relations.
Oh,
my God.
What do you... Look who's here. You don't remember me, but I sure remember you. Hi, how are you?
That's, well, who is that, Mama? Yeah, the camera never blinks with the presidency. Vince is in for Bart with sports tonight.
And you don't want to miss him. We'll be right back.
Season's greetings. I'm Second Lieutenant Paul Rendesi, stationed with the Air Force at Osan Air Base, Korea. I'd like to wish my mom, my family, and all my friends in and around Cleveland, Ohio, a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you soon.
How you celebrated Jeopardy says a lot about you. There's the smasher,
What is a straight flush? Yes!
the high five with belly bump,
Who was Pavlova?
the spiker,
Who was Beethoven?
the Twickenham School of polite hand clapping, And of course, the revelry reflex. Jeopardy, the most fun you can have with your brain.
Spend your evenings with Jeopardy, weeknights at 7:30, only on TV5.
It's a celebrity Christmas on Entertainment Tonight in a very special Hollywood kind of way.
Hello, now tell me your name.
We've got the heartwarming inside story on the stars whose generous contributions are helping to make this a better Christmas for everyone.
If I could just contribute a little bit, it makes me happy, and hopefully it makes them happy.
It's an extra special inside story chock full of Christmas cheer, and the only place to see it is on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Tomorrow after Eyewitness News.
Vince Robinson now, very confusing when you talk about the football playoffs and who plays who. The Browns, though, they know who they have, right?
And if you can understand the whole playoff picture after you watch this,
you'll have it linked. Got it.
The AFC Central champion Cleveland Browns will face the AFC East champs, the Buffalo Bills, in the playoffs. That game to be played right here in Cleveland the first week of January. This comes after a great win last night over the Oilers down in Houston's House of Pain. That's not to say there weren't some anxious moments. Clay Matthews, recovering a goof snap by the Oilers, immediately lost the ball, trying to go for a lateral. Houston recovered and scored on the very next play to take a 20-17 lead. But fortunately, Matthews was able to laugh about it later.
You know, I figured I couldn't lose with it because if Chris gets it, he runs and it's, big play. If he doesn't get it, we're going to come back and win anyway, and it's still a subject of discussion and will provide good humor to those who find humor in these things. So I figured I was in a win-win situation.
If he'd have been able to execute that pitch back and later scored, then that would have took all the drama right out of it. But I'm glad it worked out that way, cardiac kid fashion again.
It was all thanks to Kevin Mack that it all turned out well in the end as he rumbled in for his first touchdown of the season to help the Browns win 24-20.
Kevin was running the ball strong, and we just wanted to just give him the ball. This is one of our bread and butter play. It's a play we've been working on and running successfully for 5 years since I've been here, and we got down to basics at the end.
And I was happiest, not myself and Bud and the team, but for Kevin Mack. It was an important thing for him today. He's becoming back slowly, and he surfaced, and maybe his history and the past is really forgotten now. He's a good football player and a good man.
His return was not just a big boost for the team, but a big step for Mack.
Yeah. That's a real big step.
So the Browns take the AFC Central Division crown and play Buffalo here at home the first week of January. But Houston, despite the loss, also makes the playoffs. That's because the Indianapolis Colts were beaten today. New Orleans' Toy Cook took this interception, 63 yards for the touchdown, as the Saints beat the Colts by a score of 41-6. Meanwhile, the Pittsburgh Steelers keep their playoff hopes alive by winning 31-22 over Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh's Lewis Lips had a great day, including this 70-yard reception and dash into the end zone. Pittsburgh would play Houston in the playoffs if Cincinnati loses to the Minnesota Vikings tomorrow night. This incredible punt return by the Giants' Dave Meggett helped the Giants beat the Raiders today. Meggett returned this one for 76 yards. Getting away from that tackle there, the Giants clinch the NFC East title, beating the Raiders by a final score of 34-17. An incredible run there. In other action today, the Rams clinched a wild card spot, beating New England 24-20. The Rams faced the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. The Eagles won today. And Green Bay stays alive by beating Dallas by a final of 10-4. However, the Packers can only get in the playoffs if Cincinnati beats Minnesota tomorrow night. So, a lot riding on the outcome of tomorrow night's Bengals-Vikings game. You will see it here live, Monday Night Football, tomorrow night, here on TV5. Now, as far as playoff tickets for the Browns-Bills game, something a lot of people have been calling, asking about tonight. Right now, season ticket holders can get their hands on playoff tickets through Friday. After that, sales will be open to the general public. So a note for you there. One other score for you, though it has no bearing on the playoffs. By losing today 31-24 to the Detroit Lions, the Atlanta Falcons win the first pick in the 1990 NFL Draft. And finally, another story tonight unrelated to the playoffs.
maybe even unrelated to sports altogether. This is tree tossing. Now, some have mastered the technique. Others are still learning, like this guy. I think the tree was tossing him, but he finally got it away, that little kid throwing one. They're going for the distance here. I guess that's the idea. Maybe they're even getting into preparation for getting rid of the Christmas tree after the holiday. And that is sports.
That little kid did pretty well.
That wasn't bad, but that older gentleman, I think it was man tossing tree.
You get the feeling that except for the little boy, none of them will remember that tomorrow.
Now, did you guys understand the playoff thing?
It's confusing.
We were taking notes, and that helped us through the whole thing.
Now, I only did this tonight to plug the noon news, okay?
The man has his motives. Thank you, Vinny.
We'll have an update on Santa's progress as he makes his way toward your home.
Yeah, he's done with the fish, and he's headed our way. We'll have that coming up in just a moment.
I'm Master Sergeant Kelly, stationed at Osan Air Force Base, Korea. This is my wife, Sonhee, and my son, Patrick. I would like to wish the city of Cleveland, Ohio, a Merry Christmas, and a special Merry Christmas to my mother, Dolores, and I want to say, go Browns.
Coming up this week on The Morning Exchange, actor Michael Douglas talks about his new movie, The War of the Roses, and gives you a preview of what he's working on next. You'll meet actor Clayton Prince, who plays Reuben Lawrence on Another World, and he'll take your calls. Linda Hirsch gives you all of the latest news on your favorite daytime stars, and a dog trainer will have advice for those of you who are dealing with a demon dog, plus fashion, fitness, food, and all kinds of fun. I'm Fred Griffith. I hope you'll join us for news, weather, traffic, contests, giveaways, and much more all this week, 8 to 10, The Morning Exchange.
In My Opinion, a chance for you to speak your mind on TV5.
Current law denies Ohio citizens seeking medical treatment the complete right of informed consent. A physician is not required to obtain the patient's consent for treatment or to explain the risk involved, so long as there are reasonable persons who might undergo the treatment. When my wife was given a drug that caused her a permanent injury, there were less dangerous alternative treatments available, which we would have chosen had we been completely informed. But the courts decided that there were reasonable persons who might take this drug, so we were not entitled to any damages. Ohio Senate Bill 246 fully restores informed consent. Ohio citizens should be aware of this law. Passage of Senate Bill 246 will put people back in charge.
If you would like to appear, write to In My Opinion, WEWS-TV 5, Cleveland, Ohio.
Finally tonight, we have an update for you now on the whereabouts of Santa Claus. He is making his way to the city of Cleveland at this very moment. Let's go to the tower at Hopkins Airport now, where air traffic controllers are busy tracking Santa's caravan.
Roger, Santa 1. And we have had several reports of a sleigh flying over northeastern Ohio. Just want to make sure that Rudolph does have his red light on the nose on this evening. Santa 1, Roger.
He's here, officially. the man in the, how many reindeer? Do you remember?
I don't know. I always get confused. 15. I just know 50.
Donner,
you could say anything.
Donner, Blitzen, Nixon, whatever. And that's some of what's been happening this Christmas Eve. For Shane and Vince, I'm Jim McElroy.
And I'm Alice Edwards. Have a very Merry Christmas. Good night.
Coming up this week on Live on 5 with Wilma Smith and Roy Weisinger.
This Wizard of Oz is not heading for the Emerald City. He's on his way to the Hall of Fame.
Browns tight end Ozzie Newsome joins us live as he finishes his last regular season with the Browns.
Matthew Broderick has a new movie out. He joins us to talk about this latest project.
Plus, we'll meet the people in charge of Mike White's mayoral inauguration. And Dr. Ted Costello takes your phone call.
Coming up this week on Cleveland's First News in the Afternoon, Live on 5.
We all complain about the brutality of winter in Cleveland, but we also find humor in watching people new to the area trying to get used to the cold. But spending a night out here is no laughing matter. But you know, thousands of Clevelanders do every night. Women, children, whole families. Programs like New Life Community and Transitional Housing rescue families from the street and give them a home, a job, a new start. Send a donation to this address, and you will help someone find a home for the holidays.
Hello, I'm Peggy Zone Fisher, and the mayor has an invitation for you. Mayor-elect Mike White and his wife Tamara hope you'll join them at his inaugural celebration, A Vision for a New Decade, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. 5 very special events are open to the public, and several of them are free. From a candlelight prayer service to a glamorous inaugural ball, there's a way for you to start the 90s in Cleveland bright and right. To order tickets, call Ticketron at 524-0000. For more information, call 586-9369.
Orson Welles' David and Goliath, Monday following Nightline on TV.